Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Deputy Prime Minister of the country, Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby, you would have been listening on here. Is Albo woke or not woke? And those normal people behind you, what do you reckon they think?
I reckon they'll be waiting for him. Like, we've put down the challenge to the Labor Party. We've put the money on the table for Urana Dam, $483 million. Private enterprise came up with the other $483 million. Today we announced $5.4 billion for Hell's Gate, $5.4 billion. The Labor Party does not have to put in a cent. They just have to say yes. But they won't say yes because they're going to find a frog, they're going to find a skink, they're going to find a moss or a nematode buried deep in the ground, and they're going to say no. And that goes to show you that nothing much has changed. They're still owned by the Greens. If that's not the case, the challenge is there. Get out, help our nation become as strong as possible, as quickly as possible, and get moving so we can build up this economy to make us as resilient as possible in the current circumstances. And I don't know, Albo, he comes from Grainlow. He has to be sympathetic to Green views. He has to be, because that's, if it wasn't a Labor seat, it'd be a Green seat, right? And that in itself tells you the cut of his due.
Yeah, I mean, also, we know there's a scenario here where when the Labor Party has a choice to preference at the election, they will preference the Greens before they preference you, right? Not just because they want to keep, you out of government, but the point is that they will preference the Greens.
I think it's a pretty good... And the other way too. I don't think the Greens are going to be preferencing me. I know it's a rough punt, it's a really rough punt, but I don't think the Greens are going to preference me. In fact, I don't think the Greens are going to preference any of my colleagues. But I bet you, London to a brick, that 99.9% of the time the Labor candidate is preferenced by the Greens before us because they're a Labor-Green alliance.
So about the dam too, you spoke about the money here and people have heard about dam promises before. As you say, paid for. There is just, all you need is a pen. There's plenty of them around. They can steal them from a bank if they want, and that's all they need to approve. This is the Adani of this election. Remember, she dragged her feet, and then after they got their asses kicked, that's when she reached for the pen after the 2019 election.
Well, that's dead right. I mean, we're doing this, we're building up central Queensland, building up North Queensland, because that's where we make money. And our nation's got to make money for you to pay for your NDIS, your social security, your hospitals, your health, your schools, your nuclear submarines. And so we're building up our capacity to increase our agricultural production, increase our mining production, increase our coal exports, record prices, record volumes, helping you balance your books. And for that we need water. And we're building the water infrastructure. Now, the Labor Party used to be Labor for Workers. 7,000 people are going to be required to build Hell's Gate Dam. They should just say, great, make money for jam. These fellas are going to pay for the whole lot. All we have to do is say yes, get stuck into it, say yes. But no, they won't, because they'll be tied up. You watch, they'll be green, there'll be people with, caftans and dreadlocks saying, oh no, mate, I've found a frog, I've found a lizard, oh God, we can't do this. Oh, please, God forbid we have progress, stop the world, we want to get off. Oh no, you can't do this. Do you know what they'll say about you at West End of the Manic Monkey Cafe if you dare agree with that dam? And this is why we've got to, this is why we've got to get stuck into it and say, go, 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 fellas. What's happening on the television in the Ukraine is not a movie. It's actually really happening. It is really happening. The geopolitical circumstances of the world have changed. Australia, your listeners, me, everyone, people here, become as strong as possible, as quickly as possible. And if we have that epiphany, it sounds weird, I don't care who's in government, but they've got to do it. Because the alternative, we have no other alternative. As strong as possible, as quickly as possible.